Hi friends, welcome to my channel. My name's Em, and today we are going to try something that I haven't done before. I am somehow reading 5 books. Don't ask questions. I'm just reading 5 books, okay? But it's too many, and I need to focus and finish some things. So what I thought I would do is tomorrow's my day off. My kids are at school for 6 hours. And I thought it might be fun to pick one of these books to just focus on that whole day and see if I can finish it before I pick my kids up from school in the afternoon. So today we are going to, so today I'm going to show you what I am currently reading. I calculated about how long I have left in each book, and then I'll pick which one I'm going to focus on for tomorrow. So to start off, I am reading Uncommon Charm by Emily Bergslian and Kat Weaver. It's a novella from Neon Hemlock, who I really like. This is maybe the 3rd novella I've read from this publisher, and I think they do really fun and different novellas, so I'm a big fan. So impulsively started this yesterday. I'm just about halfway through. Ideally, I could finish this today. I don't know if I will though, because I have to go to work shortly and we have a lot of stuff going on this afternoon and into the evening. So I just don't know if I'm gonna have the time and the space to finish it. But if I could, that would be awesome. Be one less book on my list. But this is historical fiction. There's ghosts and magic, and it's 2 cousins. Jules is 16 and Simon is 20, and Simon comes to stay with Jules and her mother to learn magic from his aunt, and it's pretty quirky so far. I think Jules is really funny, and I'm really delighted by this so far. It was a fun, impulsive pickup. And obviously I don't have an audiobook for this one, so I don't know exactly like how long it would take me to read this. I bet I could finish it within an hour if I just sat down and focused. The other book I'm reading is The Wonder Engine by T. Kingfisher. This is book 2 in the Clock Tower Wars duology. Is that what it's called? Yes, Clock Tower War. And this duology has been such a fun surprise for this month. I read book 1 in my weekend reading vlog that I posted on Wednesday, and this one's even better than Clockwork Boys. I love this one so much, to the point where I've read both of these as an ebook for my library, and the other day I went and ordered physical copies to have on my shelf because I can easily see rereading this duology, and I just absolutely love it. So I have about 3 hours left in this one, so that's a choice. Another book I'm reading is Bravely by Maggie Stiefvater. This is a Merida story, totally separate from the movie, and I'm not very far into this one, but this is on my self-destructing TBR, so if you have watched a few of my videos talking about that, you know what that means. If this is your first video, that means I bought this in May of 2022, and I have to finish it before the end of May this year, or else I have to unhaul it. So I have about 4.5 hours left in Bravely. I also started Killers of a Certain Age by Deanna Raybourn. This was not on my TBR, so this was very much a mood read. But this is about 4 female assassins who are on a cruise for to celebrate their retirement from the spy agency they've been working for the last 40 years. And they discover that there is another operative on the cruise ship from their organization, and that they are the target of his mission. This is very different from what Deanna Raybourn usually writes. She usually writes historical mysteries. This is contemporary. And I would say this is probably trying to be more of a thriller than a mystery. I don't know how much of a thriller it would end up being. I'm not very far. I don't think I'm even 100 pages. No, I'm 80 pages in. So I have about 4 hours left in this one. And then the last book I'm reading is Velocity Weapon by Megan E. O'Keefe. This is also from my self-destructing TBR list. And I have 6 hours left in this one because this one's a chunker. So I don't think I'm going to have this one be an option because it's just so chunky, and 6 hours. I want to set myself up for success, and I don't think 6 hours will be successful. But this is a space opera set in the future, and we're following dual timelines. We're following like a soldier for this one planet, and we're following her in the present timeline, and in the past we're following her brother, who's like a politician type figure, and then we're following also this group of, I guess, thieves, bandits, space bandits, sure. Anyway, so there's a lot of perspectives going on. It's pretty funny. There's like a sentient AI ship. The main character is disabled. There's a lot of stuff going on, and I'm enjoying it. But like I said, I think 6 hours is not setting myself up for success, and I want to be successful in this endeavor. So I'm going to take Velocity Weapon off the table, and that leaves me with 4. So my impulse is to pick, this isn't going to sound good, but my impulse is to pick one of these because I am not super loving them. And it can either be because I'm reading too many books and I'm distracted, and I've been distracted every time I've picked these up, and I'm also not very far into them. So I don't think the story has had time to hook me. Whereas I don't think, like, I'm already so hooked with these two, I don't think finishing them is going to be a problem. But I think I need some focus for these two. And let's see. So I have 4 hours and 4.5. So they're also about equal. So I think maybe tomorrow. Oh, interesting. The print on the Merida book is a little bit smaller than the print in Killers of a Certain Age. That's interesting. Also, this is a total side note, but can I just say, this is a beautifully constructed book. I mean, I already knew I liked the cover, but when you take the dust jacket off, like, I think the spine is really pretty. And then the pages, this is so nerdy, the pages feel really nice. Like, it's really good quality paper. I really like how they printed, like the font that they use. And it just, I don't know, it just feels like a really high quality book that Disney put a lot of care into making this book, and I just think that's cool. I don't know. I just noticed it when I was reading it yesterday. So I think all of that being said, I'm gonna just focus on Bravely tomorrow. So after I drop my kids off at school, I'm gonna go to a coffee shop and read there for a while. And then I do have some chores to do, but I also have this on audio, so when I get home, I can always switch over. So if you're interested in hearing my thoughts as I read Bravely, stick around. Good morning, friends. Happy Friday for me. Happy whatever it is on whatever day you're watching this. I got up to page 78 while I was at the coffee shop, and So the story for this takes place about 4 years after Brave happens, and Merida's 20, and she basically, this Scottish god, Scottish god says her family and their kingdom has become stagnant and they're not changing, and things that don't change must fall. Things that don't change, that don't adapt, that don't grow with the world must fall. And Merida says that no, her family is worth saving. They can change. They can change inside, they can change outside. And then there's another god who basically facilitates a bargain between Merida and the first god, that Merida will have a year to prove that her kingdom and her family is worth saving, but that first god also has a year to prove how tearing things down can be beneficial. And that is basically what I've gotten to. So she's made the bargain, and now she is trying to prod her family along. I don't love it so far, I'll be honest. It's fine. I don't know. I was really excited when I saw this was coming out because Brave is one of my favorite Pixar movies. I really like Merida's personality. I think she's really fun. I think that movie is really fun, but while also being really sweet. And this book so far feels too earnest. So there's none of the fun in this so far that there is in the movie. Hopefully that'll change. I am going to turn on some reading sprints to have some like focused reading, but then also some built-in breaks. Or not reading sprints. I think I'm going to turn on like a focus YouTube video. So I'll have, 25 minutes of focused reading and then a 5-minute break. So basically a sprint, but not through anybody. Ooh, actually, I think Liv might have put sprints up for Patreon the other day. So maybe I'll check there. Not purposefully cheat, but I did finish The Wonder Engine yesterday because I got to a place where I just could not put it down. And I loved it so much. Like 5 stars. It was so good. Like, that's one of my new favorite fantasy series, that little duology. Ugh. It's just so good. Perfect book at the perfect time. Anyways, back to Merida. I'll check in maybe when I'm at the halfway mark. Hi, back with an update. I'm 71% of the way through the book. I have about 100 pages left. Like 106 pages left. And, okay, it's still not the romp that Brave is. Or maybe romp is the wrong word. It's still not as fun as Brave is. But it's more about, I think I mentioned this earlier, what it takes for someone to change on the inside as well as on the outside. And Merida's having to travel to these 4 different villages or kingdoms and see how other people live, but then she's also having that interaction with the god that says her home needs to be destroyed, and she's seen what happens when he destroys other villages or kingdoms that have fallen to corruption or despair. So the traveling part is interesting, and watching Merida wrestle with knowing her family needs to grow and change and adapt, but then also I think kind of the pains that come along with watching somebody you love change, even if it's for the better, just the uncertainty of when they're done changing, will that person still be the person you've loved for so long, or will they be different? I do like how Maggie Stiefvater has written Merida in this book. I think Merida, being 4 years older, she's a little bit more thoughtful, a little bit more introspective. She's not quite as rash and impulsive as she is in the movie. My complaint is I don't like how Eleanor and Fergus and the triplets have kind of been whittled down to caricatures of their personalities in the movie. I feel like Eleanor especially lost her character arc from the movie. So I don't love it when that happens. It's like my complaint with Scarlet Witch in Marvel. I feel like there was, if you've seen WandaVision, the TV show, you know, she had all that growth and that beautiful character arc. And then Doctor Strange and the multiverse of badness like just destroyed all of it. So I don't like it when that happens. I think if you're gonna write character growth, oh, it's my cat. I think if you're gonna write character growth, it's more interesting to see where that character grows once they have changed than to just revert back to what that character was before, or to make that character worse than they were before. So anyways, that's what I think so far. But like I said, I have about 100 pages left. I am going to go out of the house. Oh, and I have 2 hours before I need to go get my kids from school. But I do need to go pick up toilet paper because we are all out. And we had an employee breakfast at work the other day, and my boss gave me a Starbucks gift card as like an appreciation thing for that. So I am going to go get coffee and pick up toilet paper. I'm going to keep listening to the audiobook in the car, and then I'll come back and see if I can wrap up this last 100 pages. Okay, friends, I did it. I have to leave in 5 minutes, and I finished. And this did a thing at the end that I didn't want it to do. And it was a very predictable, to me anyway, kind of twist, and I didn't like it. I would say this is mostly a 3-star read. I disliked the twist, if you even want to call it that, enough that it might be a 2.5 for me, because I did not like that twist. Yeah. Overall, it's just fine. It's a fine book. I think Maggie Stiefvater is a good writer, so it's not that the writing is bad. I just didn't really like what she did with Merida and with the rest of the characters. And there were kind of 2 plots and 2 conflicts going on. And I talked about the one with the 2 gods, but I didn't talk about the other one. And the other one, it felt like there was too much going on. Like, it should have just been one of those plots. But I just did not care for that ending. So that's a bummer. But I did finish this book during the whole time my kids were at school. So that was the goal of the video. I am too low. Let's tilt this up a little bit. So I accomplished the goal of the video, which is good because I was a little nervous that I would not finish it. And then what would I do with like this video if I couldn't fulfill the concept for the video? So we finished the book. I have read it. I can get rid of it at the end of the month after I take my like book stack picture and put it in a little free library and let somebody else read it. And hopefully the person that reads it next will like it more than I did. If you have made it to the end of the video, thank you so much for watching and coming along with me. And if we want to do an emoji, I don't know. Let's do a horse emoji. And I hope you have a great rest of the day, wherever you are in your day, and I will see y'all in the next video. Okay, bye.